lots of picture taking rappers, not enough grinders. You remember saying this?
Yeah, I did. And they have like this art of like knowing how to be at all the right events, knowing how to ask for a picture from all the right persons and just put all the right captions. So it looks like momentum. It looks like they're being consistent, but they're actually not. A lot of artists move like they already have a fan base and not move like they're trying to gain a fan base.
Yes.
I'm so excited to be welcoming in on the One More Time podcast, legendary country singer. You know him from the X Factor. It's Willie Jones.
Bro, God damn.
Willie Jones, baby.
Willie Joe.
Wait, who?
Willie Joe.
It's not Willie Jones?
No, it's
Close.
Willie Joe. The head of A&R at Generation Now. We got Willie Joe on the podcast.
Go, Willie Joe.
But that Willie Jones guy sounds kind of dope too.
I heard he's actually a fire. He's like a black country singer. I heard he's actually kind of fire.
Damn, bro. Yeah. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Appreciate y'all. Definitely.
So we've had this, discussion with a lot of people on the podcast recently, but I want to get your take as someone who's, heading up A&R at arguably one of the hottest labels on the planet
not even
right now.
arguably. Like, I think that's just facts.
Facts. Okay. So is artist development still a thing in your mind?
Yes. I'm glad you asked that because I feel like that's one of Gen Now's strong points.
Really?
Is that we artist develop. I think some of our success contributes to the artist development.
So for those that aren't familiar, like, what does artist development look like in practice? Like, what's actually done, right? Because it sounds like this buzzword, I feel like that gets thrown out a lot by label folks or artists want to be like, no one develops me, whatever, right? But like, what is it supposed to look like? And,
first, on the artist side, it looks like someone that's hungry and eager to learn. First, you got to be in that point. So once you're there, then on the other side, it's just about the approach of the person that's developing you. If the person that's developing you is a fan, a student of the game, been into hip hop since a kid, and they understand certain things like how to look in videos, how to interview, like, be engaging, how to perform is one of the top development things.
That's a big one.
Is the performance.
Just rehearsing. Like, I feel like artists don't even rehearse.
The average performance for an artist is so bad these days.
Yeah.
It was crazy because I took my young partner Miles. He 21. I took him to 50 Cent concert the other day.
Oh my God! I was so pissed that I didn't even remember that was happening.
The amphitheater.
Yeah. So he saw Busta. He saw 50. And he was blown. Like, dang, this is how they really perform. Like, and
he's really rapping.
Yeah. So it gave him a whole new appreciation for performance. Like,
shit. So is Miles an artist?
No. He aspiring A&R.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So he was soaking up game though, as far as like how he can help artists that he's working with perform better, or like, damn, yeah. Because I saw a bunch of clips from there, and I was just like so pissed. I mean, did he perform all of Get Rich or Die Trying?
Majority.
Yeah.
All the ones we want to hear.
Damn.
For sure.
Bro.
Yeah.
I think something you said is so interesting, man, because I think it was Barry over since the 80s. Sometimes my Instagram account turns into just a Barry repost account.
He just reposts all
because I love the things that he's bringing to the table, right? As far as he's really thinking through this and bringing up points that should be discussed.
Yeah.
He brought up something I think that was about is lack of artist development, or at least everyone claiming that there is a lack of artist development happening. Is it the artist's fault because they don't want to be developed? I think you said something that leads into that as far as you got to want to learn.
Yeah, because it's definitely some that think they already got it figured out. It's some that kind of are very driven off perception. So the perception can really make you feel like, oh, this is all I need to do. So you can become combative with someone that's trying to show you like the ropes. So if somebody telling you, hey, let's take these stairs, but you watching everybody take the elevator, you like, nah, I'm finna do this elevator. What you talking about? And another person like, nah, trust me, I've been here before. But that's why you gotta be eager to learn. Because if you learning, you gonna trust what I'm saying because you knew I've been there before. So
yeah. Dude, that analogy.
Yeah, the elevator.
So
analogy.
Fire.
That's a clip already. We already got a clip.
Oh my God, we could end it now. You want to end it?
We need a couple.
I think we got what we needed.
I think we need a couple more.
I know. No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, so other than like performing, right? Artists rehearsing. What are some other things that the average artist should be doing to kind of better their career, right? Like improve.
One is learning how to be self-sufficient. Like knowing like, okay, I get this help if you signed, I can get this help from this label. If you have a manager that got relationships, I can get this help like this. But this is the things I need to do in between. Like learning how to just create a momentum, create a rhythm of just being consistent. Like, you know, it seems so easy, but those are things you have to practice and learn how to do.
It's almost like life skills too. Like it can apply to a lot of areas. Yeah.
I think it's interesting what you're saying though, as far as most artists, I mean, shit, even when I was managing artists and even here on the podcast, people think that I'm still like actively looking to manage people or something. Cause I get hit up like, yo, bro, like, will you manage me or whatever? So I can only imagine that, you know, executives that have managed talent and gotten them to a certain point of their career, A&Rs even that have worked with, you know, certain artists. I'm assuming that people, they just think that the right manager or the right label or the right this, the right that is going to just change everything. Versus that self-sufficiency that you're talking about of like, you got to know how to do some of this shit on your own.
Because what's crazy is the self-efficient part don't never change, because sometimes it's scenarios where they get with you at first and you able to, you know, do so many things for them because it's new to them. But then once they catch momentum, catch a buzz, then they're looking for like the next level. But they connect that to your relationships or your thing instead of connecting that to, you know, how much they're connecting with the audience and what fan base they really got.
Yeah, to me, it's kind of equivalent to like starting your own business. Because if you're an artist, whether you know it or not, like your brand, you are a business.
Absolutely.
And as a business owner, you know, it's always better to hire for a job that if you can understand the job first and you're able to execute the job, it's gonna be way easier to hire for that job because you know what needs to get done, you know the process, you can check in, you can guide, you can lead, you can help, you know, get everything done way more efficiently if you can kind of figure it out for yourself first. Yeah. Right? I think that's crucial, man.
Yeah. What are some of those other like most common pitfalls or like most common mistakes you think that like the average artist who has potentially as like as an artist, right? Like as a creative, where do you see them missing the mark the most, would you say? Paying attention to other artists and what they're doing and comparing it to themselves.
Damn.
God, stop it, Willie.
Yes, because that's what this guy's favorite thing to do.
Did you talk to him before this shit?
We just
did you tell him to say that?
Clearly.
God, okay, I feel like I have to listen now at this point. Now that Willie Joe's saying it, fuck, okay.
Because he loves leaning on this idea of a success model.
I know.
And it's like, oh, this is working for them. This is working for them. What can we learn? And sometimes your journey is not same.
When Reese LaFleur said it, I didn't have to believe it, but now that Willie Joe's here saying the same shit.
Reese know what he's talking about.
I know.
Reese does, though.
Yeah, no, that's so true, man. The whole Jimmy Iovine, you know, with you know, Blinders, like that epic shit from the Defiant Ones or whatever, the HBO show. That's so true, man. And I'm guilty as fuck of it.
Run your race, baby.
And one thing, like now that I'm noticing is artists, people, just period, like they don't like to study. Like,
what's that about?
Yeah.
Like they don't be knowing about certain albums or knowing about certain artists, and that's just not how I came up. Like, so I don't understand it at all.
What is that?
Just like, I guess it's just being, you know, fascinated with what's in front of you and cool with your era, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I feel like an old head sometimes on here. So like, you know, y'all tell me to fall back if I need to, but like,
I mean, none of us are like in college.
We're not.
By far.
I thought Willie was a junior. No, but man, I don't understand that either. Because for me, when I fell in love with hip hop, I wasn't just fascinated by the current roster that was in front of my face actively putting out projects. I, for example, was curious because I fell in love with it so much that I wanted to know like where it came from.
Exactly.
How did this thing that I'm liking now, how did it even become this? You know what I mean? But I'm wondering if that actually, does that matter?
I don't know.
Does it matter?
Personally, I feel it do just because I see how it plays in my life. Like with me being like a A&R now, and like, you know, and used to be an artist back in the day, and was a student of it. A lot of things, a lot of ideas, a lot of things that come to my mind that I get, you know, credit for or get praise for comes from just being a childhood fan of music and remember this one time when this person was on 106 in Park and we should do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just so I feel like it always will keep you on your toes and you'll kind of like understand how to move no matter what. Like, because you have an understanding of the game.
Shit, I think what you just said is so interesting as far as you might be able to look back, and not to say that you need to like, you know, replay the past and do whatever it is exactly that they were doing back in the day. But even with, you know, not to bring up Reese again, but like him taking girl skateboards, it was a brand, and him naming his skateboard brand Diva. Or sorry, his streetwear brand Diva. And that was basically like understanding what used to go on and kind of picking and choosing what was working, but then flipping it into something that's new.
Exactly.
Because like let's not recreate the wheel here either. I feel like artists can pull from the past.
It's also like if you know if you don't understand history, you're doomed to repeat it.
That thing,
right?
That's a pretty famous quote.
I think it rings true in this scenario.
No, for sure. So I do want to talk a little bit, you know, in particular about one of Generation Now's, you know, hottest artists, of course, Jack Harlow. There's a few on the roster. Of course, we still got Uzi over there, right?
Yes.
Crushed it. Pink Tape went crazy. But Jackman with Jack Harlow, that's his latest studio project, right? I feel like you and I guess just Generation Now in general have been through the development process with him, because even people that we've had on the podcast that knew Jack back in the day, I mean, he's come a long way. What would you say are some of the like biggest areas that he developed himself over the years?
I think he do everything that we just were saying that we wish artists would do. Like he came already being a student and a fan of the game. He came with already having an evolving mind. He came with a group of friends that all were under the same mission and same concept of, okay, this is what we pushing and this is what we doing. And when you moving like that, you know, and then you get, you know, you link with somebody like Generation Now, like it only could be out of here, up from there at some point. You know what I mean? So I really give himself a lot of credit for developing himself. Like, of course, we there to, you know, help in any way we can, but definitely give him a lot of that credit for developing himself.
It sounds like he's also open to like receiving help.
Yeah,
because a lot of artists are, you know, like the fuck the labels, like, you know, but they're like, they're literally, you know, big bodies of people whose entire business is figuring this shit out. They probably know more than you, who's just a guy that's been rapping for a little bit, you know.
And I feel like dropping Jackman speaks volumes on the kind of person he is and the student of the game he is. Because at that time, he could have just came again with more hits, more woo-woo, but he understood that, nah, I need my respect, and I'm about to get my respect. I'm one of the nicest ones doing this, and I'm about to show you. Like, and
he definitely flipped our perception. We were not necessarily head over heels for Come Home, the Kids Miss You. But then with Jackman, it was like,
it's huge.
Okay. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry for thinking that you might not be that guy. Because
clearly he's a rapper, man. Like, he is.
He was rapping his ass off.
For sure.
But so, you know, you mentioned just being, actually, I think, you know, you were saying being open to that feedback, right? Where do you think, even just from your perspective as someone who's done A&R now, and obviously you're on the artist side, but like, where is the tension most frequent? Like, where do most disagreements happen, like between artists and their teams, right? Like, are there some common debates, right?
It depends. So when you got the hungry, driven artists that got a vision, sometimes their tension and debates can be them having a vision and then someone not seeing it right away. And they have to say, nah, trust me, you got proof. You know what I mean? That type of way. Then on the other end, it's the person that don't got no vision at all, and you are put in a position to lay one out for them, and they kind of like go, but then they want to be combative towards something that they don't even have an alternative for. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So it's way easier when they have a vision.
Yeah, to me, those are the best artists.
But can no vision even work at all?
Yeah, we got plenty of no visions out here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that could definitely work.
Dare I ask you to name some?
Nah.
Come on, Willie.
No, I mean, it'll be a good clip.
I mean, we need that.
But you know, that's what make even dope teams, dope CEOs, dope A&Rs, because they help provide a vision. Sometimes the artists don't got a vision because, you know, they just got a hard life, hard upbringing. They don't got time to really be thinking about a vision. They thinking about surviving. So when they get with somebody with talent, you know what I mean, then they can just, I see what this is. Boom, 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 boom. And
it's almost like getting with a biographer who can like study you and dictate your life better than you could your own.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I guess I was always such a purist and thought that like a superstar has to have had a vision their whole life of what it is that they're gonna be, and I don't know. I just like maybe I'm like an elitist or something in that sense, but I think you're right, man. Like, I think that if you don't have it, you better fucking find someone that does have it.
Yeah.
Because no vision at all amongst the team is clearly that's never gonna work.
You're going nowhere.
Yeah, that can't go anywhere. But it's interesting it can work where like the artists themselves, because I think what you're saying is so true, is like, especially, we live in the hip hop rap world. A lot of artists clearly didn't come from fucking sunshine and rainbows, right? I mean, they weren't, fed from a silver spoon. So it's like a lot of them did have to worry about like taking care of their brothers and sisters, or growing up without father figures, or or without their moms, whatever, having kids young age. I mean, the list goes on of situations that can happen. So damn, that's true. So are there, just speaking of people that have vision, but just in general, like, are there commonalities that you see between like all superstars, would you say?
The discipline, the able to lock in and just turn on a different level. And the one other thing I notice about them is they have this way of accepting like evolvement. Like, it's kind of hard to explain and it's easier to see, but like when somebody like gets motion for something and then they have the idea of, no, I need to take it up a notch, but knowing that take up a notch means taking yourself up a notch, doing things personally that to improve, and certain ways you move, and like you're creating a certain image. Like certain people just did it great. Like Lil Baby, like he's a great person that started a certain type of way, and now he's a full-time businessman in corporate rooms, hanging out with Michael Rubin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's someone that wanted to evolve even when he was on the block. Like. So that's what I mean. Like,
damn,
having that evolving mind.
Yeah.
Yo, Baby's a fire example of that.
That
for
he
real.
is.
Like, he couldn't have been more classic of like, didn't even really want to be a rapper.
Exactly.
To now sitting
once he got it,
with
like, oh, okay.
billionaires.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Damn.
Making those adjustments, man.
Yeah, I do think that's a really good point. I love that for sure. So you mentioned, I think you tweeted this actually, lots of picture taking rappers, not enough grinders. You remember saying this?
Yeah, I did.
There are a lot of picture taking ass rappers, bro.
And they have like this art of like knowing how to be at all the right events, knowing how to ask for a picture from all the right persons and just put all the right captions to where they're consistent with the picture, so it looks like momentum. It looks like they're being consistent, but they're actually not.
Yeah.
Because there's no music attached with that. It's nothing we're gravitating to.
But there's no fans.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no one that actually gives
like
a flying
fans.
fuck other than maybe a double tap and moving on with their life.
That's crazy you said it, because I noticed a lot of artists move like they already have a fan base and not move like they're trying to gain a fan base.
Yes.
And that's crazy.
Say it again, Willie Joe. Come on, bro.
I just want to play the other side for a second.
Oh,
just
no.
For shits and gigs.
Okay, let's hear this.
The whole like
this has to be good.
kind of like the whole like fake it till you make it thing has like some artists have come out and said that that's kind of what they did, and it kind of worked for them.
Bro, people can
How
sniff.
relevant are they right now?
Exactly.
That's a good question.
Bro, people can sniff that shit from a mile away.
It's all good to fake it till you make it. Just don't forget to make it.
Yeah, you still got to make it. That's the
Still
quote
gotta
right
do
there. You can fake it till you make it, but like you got to still be moving in the background.
Those pictures will not pay the bills.
Yeah, but
So-
they might like create an opportunity for you. I don't want to be like fake everything.
No, I
but
mean,
like perception is a big part of the
Yeah,
game.
it is.
I was gonna
That's
say
undeniable.
I think that some of that stuff has to be like a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't be the fucking
The
puzzle.
soul, yeah,
Like,
for sure.
You know,
For sure.
Like, to your point, the music's got to be there. The like getting fans excited about you dropping music because you're an artist. At the end of the day, you're selling music. Like, that's your product. You know what I mean?
Right.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the likes and the cool, taking a picture with this person at this party or this awards show, whatever, in this studio session, like, can only go so far if no one's actually listening to the fucking music, buying a ticket to your show. Yeah, damn, I know a lot of them too, man. Like, when I just saw that tweet, I was like, oh shit.
You just start thinking of people.
I was like, yes, and I'm not gonna name them either. So here we are. All right, so you obviously got your start as an artist.
Yes.
I mean, you were like, on the like precipice of. I mean, you were doing shit, bro. Like, you weren't like
Willie Joe.
some of these A&Rs that I know. They were rappers before, but
Yeah, I
like,
got bars.
They weren't, like doing what you were doing. I mean, you're from the Bay though originally.
Yeah, Vallejo, California.
Yes. And so I wanted to, start this whole portion of the interview off with this. We did a Bay Area rapper draft. Okay. And I don't even want to tell you like who we picked because it was probably embarrassing. But
of all time or right now?
No further information given. But like if you have to have a starting 5 Bay Area rappers, who's on your team? And you can put yourself if you're like,
Yeah, but I'll pick the 5.
Okay, let's go.
Number 1, Mac Mall for sure.
Yes. Mac Mall, okay.
That's my guy.
I don't think we picked him. See, we already fucked up.
That's my guy. Number 2, E40.
Of course.
Okay, he was on our list for sure.
Number 3, Mac Dre.
Yes.
Number 4, Too Short.
Yep. Okay.
And at number 5, just me personally, and y'all might not know him, but me personally just feel like he was the best lyricist to ever come out of the Bay Area. His name was Rappin' Ron.
Rappin' Ron.
I
think he was in the comments.
Yeah.
Not him specifically, but like people being like, "Where's Rappin' Ron?"
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Okay.
He was part of a group called Bad Influence, but early 90s, but yeah.
Damn, bro. Yeah, the Bay had some fire shit.
He already sounds like he knew more than we did.
Yeah.
When we
man. I mean,
drafted,
he just rattled those off so fast. That was awesome.
I took Mac Dre though, so I feel pretty good about that.
But yeah, someone that you shouted out back in like 2019, who I still think is fire, is Rex Life Raj.
What?
Yeah.
Bro.
He's the best artist out the Bay Area.
He's so good. He's so fucking good.
Yeah.
I love him. That song Stimulants, I think, or that's like one of my favorite records.
I love his whole vibe, his message, the way he stand on what he's about. Don't convert because whatever is going on. Like, he's a great example of where I feel the Bay Area is going.
Yes.
Because we got a lot of dope artists right now. La Russell.
Yes.
Simba.
Oh, I forgot
Rex
Simba was
Life
from the Bay.
We got Larry June.
Of course.
So, the Bay Area looking good right now.
Yeah, the Bay is looking nice. Okay, so Complex did the Rap Capital of the World rankings kind of recently. I don't know if you saw this. So Atlanta was number 1.
Obviously.
I mean, just going ahead and saying what it was. Do you think that was well-deserved?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Atlanta like my second home. Anything I really did big in music-wise is definitely connected to Atlanta.
Yeah. Who's a close second?
Detroit.
Let's go.
Yo, Henry loves Detroit rap right now.
Yeah.
They're
He
killing
loves
it,
Detroit
man.
rap.
Thank you.
3 would be Memphis.
Oh,
come on, bro.
Bro, you and Willie Joe are best
Are we
buds
best
at
friends,
this point.
bro?
Like, this dude is obsessed with Memphis rap, and then he like just showed love to the Mitten right now because Detroit is absolutely crushing it. Oh man, that's awesome. What's the biggest difference between because you spent time growing up in the Bay, and then you came to Atlanta. Basically, like your sister was like, "Get the fuck out here," right? Mm-hmm. What would you say are the biggest differences between the two cultures?
They're very similar, but difference is Bay Area is a little more aggressive.
Really?
And especially towards women. Not violent, but like aggressive, just more like our upbringing.
I was like, whoa, Willie.
The way they're Too Short. You see how Too Short rap, that's really our life. Like, you know what I'm saying? How it is out there. So the biggest difference is just the culture with women, I would say. And, everything else is kind of similar. The hustle, the black successful people, just all stuff like that.
The dances are different.
Yeah.
Dance is definitely different.
Yo, I'm gonna get you to put your mic up a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha.
Okay, for sure. So you moved to Atlanta after high school.
Mm-hmm.
What was going through your mind, like growing up in the Bay? Your sister came out here for college. She was at Clark, I think. So I saw, right? What's going through your mind before you actually decide to make that move?
I just wanted to do it big. I knew I wanted a deal. I knew I was a super fan, Rap City 106 in Park. I knew every rapper, knew every project that was out. I used to go to Warehouse every every Tuesday and get the latest project, read all the credits, know who everybody was. So I really was in a state of mind of nah, this is going to happen. I don't know how. At the time, I'm thinking this is going to be in the Bay Area because for some reason, when I was a senior in high school, I was so driven to making rap happen. I thought college was in the way. I didn't look at it the way I wish I looked at it, to where, dang, you could apply to a college, get accepted, and move to a whole nother state and get them all turned up on what you're doing. I never looked at it like that. I looked at it like it was in the way, which is a mistake. I think kids, college is really a good thing. in every way. So education is important. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So your rap career was already like somewhat happening,
just
and it
like
was
a young dude, just aspiring. Like I always been the type of person that like put groups together and like, you know what I mean, make my little cousins rap, give people rap names. Like I was A&R'ing early when I didn't know I was A&R'ing. Like even like, you know, throwing shows and just all type of stuff we was doing. Like, and it was just for the love I had for music. Like it just made me be self-sufficient. It just made me be creative. It just made me like just get everybody into whatever it was I was into. So at that time, I was just moving. I had a cousin by the name of Don P. He was more of an established rap artist than I was, and pretty much took me in the studio for the first time when I was about 16. Like I was hype manning for him at shows. He was having local regional shows. So that's when I started really getting the bug and seeing like, oh, I can do this. Like boom, boom. So when my sister went to college, her freshman year, that's when she discovered everything that was going on in Atlanta. But it was the beginning though. T.I., I'm serious. And like, you know what I mean? Though that beginning. So
Doug Motivation?
Doug Motivation. Like, no, that wasn't even out yet. That came when I came. Cause when I moved here, Streets is Watching.
Okay.
Was the tape that was out. You know what I mean? It was that. It was I remember, I could never forget it. Like I came, $10 in my pocket, a one-way ticket, and one mixtape that I just recorded. Like no. And what's crazy is I had a whole nother tape that I recorded with my cousin Don P. But you know, at the time he felt like, you know, I don't want you to go to Atlanta. What if you get signed and don't come back? And I really felt offended by that. So I was like, you know what I mean? All the work we put in, like, I felt like that was like kind of a slice. So it really motivated me. And I recorded the tape in 2 days, like, and just recorded and was on the flight, one-way ticket, like, boom. Nigga, staying in my sister's dorm. Then eventually I got an apartment with her, like got a job at the airport, pushing the wheelchairs, giving everybody my CD. Then I went from there to working at Starbucks. I remember I was at Starbucks making a coffee and fucking Pharrell came in.
What?
I was like, whoa.
What was his
crazy.
coffee order?
Facts.
We got to know
it
this.
It was definitely damn, it was a latte for sure.
Okay.
Like, you know that vanilla, mocha, what do you know they be doing?
Yeah. That sounds like some shit Pharrell would do.
Dressed it up a little bit.
Definitely dressed it up. Everybody was tripping out. I remember I gave him the CD. Didn't really get...
You gave him the CD?
Yeah. After I took his order and stuff like that.
Before he takes the order, yo, Pharrell.
I'll rap, by the way. Boo.
Can I at least order my fucking latte?
So it's
Willie Joe.
It's like, we don't need your name for the order. We know.
Yeah, but they probably spelled it weird, you know?
Like
Is that the Starbucks thing?
Oh, that they misspell shit?
Well,
you're not misspelling that one.
I know, but like, what if you did? Just to like, you know?
To fuck with him?
Yeah, just to fuck with him?
Yeah, it was crazy. So eventually I was like, I heard about a show on the radio. Then I went out to the event. Couldn't afford to go in, so I stayed outside till everybody let out. Everybody let out, I was giving everybody the CD. One of the person I gave the CD was my boy Ty. He had called me. He had his partner named Fort Knox and was like, "Hey,
Fort Knox?
Shout out Fort Knox, man.
Oh my God, the
Heavy,
most legendary promoter, host.
Yeah, that's my boy. So
Dude,
Fort Knox and Ty
Knox
became my first ever managers. They're the
Fort
person.
Knox was your manager.
Yes. And
Oh
so,
my
Fire.
God, bro.
So basically, from
Holy
there,
shit. Yo, if y'all don't know Fort
introduced
Knox, just
Yeah.
like just YouTube
Crazy.
Fort Knox
Yeah.
because like it's at least gonna give you like just make you feel good for like a little
That's my
while.
If you need to
Boy,
like
man.
hype yourself up for the day.
he was my hype man.
If you're feeling down,
Yeah.
just YouTube Fort Knox, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
Nah.
That's amazing, bro.
So they introduced me to the open mics and showcases.
yeah, he was like the king.
I didn't know
of
what that was.
The
at
Apache
time.
Cafe.
So then he took me to showcase, and then I just start winning them. And
Yeah.
then out of nowhere, I used to perform with Rock City, B.O.B., all them. So I remember I won one at Atrium. So the prize was to record at the person that did it studio, which was my boy B. Rich. So I recorded at
Rich.
the
Yeah,
studio.
shout out B. Rich.
That's Bob's manager,
So I
right?
brought it to the studio.
Yep.
The engineer was Bob at 15 years old.
What?
So he engineered me, and we used to always be together by ourselves, just chopping it up, bop. And I remember one day he was like, "Man, you know I rap too, but you know they whoop whoop." And I'm like, "Man, you need to push it. Let me hear it." And he let me hear it because he was in a group called The Clinic with his cousin.
Okay.
And I was like, "Man, this thing sound hard." Like, and then basically he just started rapping. Then he started doing songs with me, and then I created a song called "Get 'Em Got 'Em." And then he kind of like took off out here, started getting shows.
B.O.B. was your engineer?
Yeah, then he turned
At
into my
15.
hype man.
That's hilarious, man.
So one day we was at a show, and he had this tape called Cloud 9 was starting starting to go.
I remember Cloud9.
Yeah, then I was like, hey man, you know what? Your name should be B.O.B. And he was like,
said that?
Yeah, I'm named him B.O.B.
Damn.
Whoa, shit.
So
Drop
like,
a
Piece
bomb.
of history.
Yeah.
so like I helped him with like, you know what I'm saying, learn how to perform, helped him with like my bad ad libs, hooks, you know, just showing him what I knew because I believed him and wish somebody would do that for me. And like I kid you not, like you can go to YouTube right now and put Willie Joe and B.O.B. You'll see us performing at Crucial T.I. Club.
Wow.
Like 3 weeks after that, he got signed.
Wow.
He did the Hater song. It was cool. Then I got signed.
That was
to
the
Show
anthem, bro.
Haters. So I got signed to Show Enough Capital. Then right after that, they did the Bruno Mars song, and it was rocket shit.
Is that Airplanes or?
No, it was
That's Haley.
Nothing on You first.
Yeah, Nothing on You. Yeah, out of here.
Out of here.
Then he came right back with Airplanes.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Out of here.
What a
like,
time for B.O.B.
So that was my first experience, like seeing somebody from zero,
From your
believing-
engineer.
Yeah.
believing in it,
Yeah, right.
helping them like artist development wise, A&R,
A&R before you knew you were A&R.
and didn't even know that's what I was doing. Like to this day, like DJ just said it on Instagram when he posted like a back in the day thing. He was like just shouting me out and was like, "Man, you was there from the beginning. Like really helped them develop, and a lot of people don't know that."
Wow.
I feel like a lot of A&Rs we talk to all have this background of like they just realized at some point that they were already A&Ring, and that's kind of how they started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They were
Like,
helping
Wait,
artists.
I'm already doing this. Like,
Yeah. No, that's
I
amazing.
just didn't know this was the label for it.
That's
kind of thing.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So you see B.O.B. obviously like rise through the ranks. And, you mentioned that you got signed to Jazzy Fizzle,
Right.
Product Shizzle.
Facts. They saw me in Crucial. I would perform.
Okay.
It was the day I performed with B.O.B.
Yeah.
And they saw me, and I had a meeting the next day with him and Nooney, who was the other CEO, and they signed me. And right then, that was around the time when they had Lloyd, Sierra,
Yeah.
Wow.
Cherish, Jody Breeze.
B.O.B. was Grand Hustle at one
Yeah,
point too,
B.O.B.
right?
was Grand Hustle.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. But he was with Jazzy Faye.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, I know that deal was very short lived, if I remember. Like, what didn't work specifically?
That was a crazy time because with all the dope stuff happening, that's when stuff like kind of was going left. So Show Enough broke up. They was partners, so they broke up. So
Jazzy Faye and his partner split?
So when they
Okay.
split, anybody that signed to the label that had major distribution ties just remains on the distribution, and then that label just dissolved. Type of
Oh, okay. So if they had a deal with Atlantic, if they had a deal with a
my
major,
deal
whatever.
was with Capitol, so
Okay.
I remained on Capitol. But I'm remaining on. So the person that signed me to Capitol, the A&R, Ronnie Johnson, he died 6 months after signing me.
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, died in his sleep. Like, so what that did. So imagine. So I'm on a label. Yeah, that's cool. But you got to think about it. The boutique label that signed me there is no longer. And the person that was excited about me is dead. So
Yeah.
I'm just
You got no more ties,
no
really.
ties, no motion, nobody cheerleading for me. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty much just sitting on Capitol for about a year or something, ain't dropping nothing.
Wow.
And then I just, something just made me like just really get on it to get out of it. So I pretty much I got released, and then that's when I made the decision to move back to the Bay Area.
Yeah. No, this is huge though. I need people to hear this, right? So like if you sign to a label, like you better make damn sure that enough people are excited about you,
Yes.
bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like being signed to Capitol, your first hand experience of it, of
Yeah.
like, if there's one person only really that was like jazzed about what it is you had going on, and that person, obviously in this case, sadly passes away. If that person leaves the label, goes somewhere else, if that person wins the fucking lottery and retires, whatever the case is, if they're not there anymore, you're fucked. Like really, I mean, you're starting from like square one at that point.
You're getting shelved.
Yeah, or I mean,
That's exactly
pretty
what's
much.
happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost like a surefire
Especially
way.
in that day back then.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have Instagram to still be on, or
It was
Yeah.
way.
TikTok, or you know what I'm saying.
You rely on them even more.
Exactly.
Back
You,
then.
you couldn't build your own wave as
Yeah.
much as artists can today, right? Like
Exactly.
labels come in at a lot later stage. Now I would say, like when artists have already maybe proven themselves when it comes to
Yeah.
numbers, they've already built a following on social media, they've already built a streaming fan base, whatever.
Exactly.
That wasn't the case. They were signing you because you were fucking dope.
Yeah, they just thought I was talented.
That was
It
it.
wasn't off of anything. So what's crazy, if it was now, I would have been more excited because I knew that, okay, I already got this momentum I built. I could just keep it going, boom, boom. But then it just, you put so much like like attention and effort into the label. It just when that was, even though I could have still kept it pushing, doing shows, whatever I wanted to do, but being that you put so much energy in the label, the deal, you felt like it was nothing else you could do.
I love the fact that like you work at a label and yet you're still just aware to the fact that like artists can build some things on their own. Like with the label's not here to fucking save your ass. Like the label's here to
put fuel on the fire.
Yeah, put fuel on the fire.
And it's only the artists that get that is the ones we watch just be successful and do their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's so true, man. I just think it's like funny hearing, you know, you almost
someone on that side of the.
He's just like,
Yeah.
I mean, if I was in this day and age and my label ceased to exist, I'd be like, not, you know, if I had my momentum, I'd be like, whatever.
That'd be fine.
No, that's interesting, man. So with you being an artist that, you know, evolved into an A&R, I think it was it Lake?
Yes, sir.
That like kind of lit that fire, you know, or like even brought that idea to you.
His idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Keith.
What? Yeah. What was his like pitch or like what was his suggestion? You know what I mean?
You gotta understand me and Lake relationship to understand that moment. So Lake is somebody that is always. So the way I met Lake was I was performing at Apache and he was there with his homie at the time, and he saw me perform, and they pretty much got at me about managing me. But at the time, I was already managed by Fort Knox and Ty and them. So then I didn't understand, like, to me, 4 managers sounded like 4 people eating out my pocket instead of like a percentage that I could put together and it can make sense. Like with the knowledge I know now. Like,
it sounded like 80% gone.
Exactly. It
versus
sounded
like
crazy.
5
you make the
or
same
like
amount.
4 each or whatever.
He makes the same amount as everyone else.
Exactly. It sounded crazy.
He's like, this sounds like a crazy 360 deal or something.
It definitely sounded crazy at the time. So it didn't, even though I wanted it to happen very bad, it didn't pan out. So, but the thing that always stood out to me is like how me and Lake managed the relationship after that. So after that, it became just kind of like homies where we just support each other and check on each other and kick it, play NBA 2K, and you know what I mean, just chop it up about the game and the industry. And like I watched him go from like, you know, managing Mace during the welcome back time to
he was managing Mace.
Yeah, he managed Mace at during the welcome back time.
Oh shit!
He was an intern at Rockefeller during the whole Dame and Jay
Lake
hype
just
with Wayno. Him and Wayno was interns together.
We interviewed Wayno on the pod.
Yeah.
So okay.
So that's
shit. We need Lake on the podcast,
you definitely
bro.
need that legend.
We
for
do.
Sure.
Shit, man.
So he went from that to managing Dog Pound. Then he went from managing Dog Pound to managing Bobby V. Then they had a lot of success with that.
Everywhere.
Then he went with that. Then he got with Drama. They started managing Drama. Then Cannon got back in the picture. Then they made a decision to create a label, which was Generation Now. Cannon was like, hey, I think I found this kid that can be our first artist. It was Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah.
They was like, boom. They went to the Atlantic, got a deal.
Uzi was the first artist at GN?
He wasn't. Technically, it was Scheme from LA. My boy Scheme. And LaQuinn was on the label too.
Okay.
So they all signed around the same time.
Okay,
but,
wow.
Uzi, Scheme went crazy with the pen because
Yeah.
he wrote Iggy, Fancy. He wrote Unforgettable, French Montana. Like,
okay.
So
Massive
his pen went crazy.
Yeah.
But as far as artist success goes, Uzi was the one out of the 3 to,
Yeah.
go all the way there. Yeah.
Oh shit.
So he really broke it open.
So when you get approached by Lake to become an A&R, like how do you think that has helped your A&R skills coming from being a rapper?
I think that's like one of the big advantages I have is because I understand, especially an artist that's had to do it on his own. So I've been through every emotion you can have as an artist, like from feeling like it's something need to give to feeling like, oh, okay, I'm catching momentum, to feeling like people hating on you, to feeling like people celebrating you. I done been in every emotion that you can have. So when it comes to like the grind and just the beginning of it, like developing and like trying to get to a point, I can like relate to an artist when they feeling something, like, you know what I mean? But also can know how to like get them off the ledge because I'm telling them the things that I wish I was thinking, like, you know what I mean? So that's the biggest advantage because a lot of the stuff is telling them things that I didn't do because I was thinking the same way that they thinking right now.
Yeah, man, it's so huge. Like as A&Rs even, and then artist managers too, because like the way who was it that put it this way? A&Rs are the managers of the music side of the artist, whereas like, you know, artist managers can maybe be involved in other stuff that doesn't have to do necessarily with the like creations and like the actual music making. It's like emotional management, bro. It's like half or more of y'all's job, bro. It's just managing the emotions that come with someone who's creative and like the ups and the downs that they're gonna go through, man, because this shit is not for the weak. Like being an artist
at all.
I mean, especially within the world of social media, bro, where just anyone with a fucking opinion can basically say whatever the fuck they want.
And they do.
And they do.
They are very fast to do that.
And I mean, you know, what you're saying about having been through some of those stages, I think is key, right? Because a lot of A&Rs had like been rappers for a second, but like someone like you that had gotten to, you know, the stages that you got to then have like everything fall, you know, beneath, you know what I mean? Like get, you know, taken right from you, right? You know, with the people dying and then, you know, the label dissolving, whatever. Like for you, that's huge, man.
Nah, definitely. Because, you know, that at the time going through it, you probably thinking like, dang, why this happening to me and boom, boom, boom. But like, I understand like it was because I was built for it. Like that's the reason why the homie can die. And like, I feel like I'm stuck on a label, then get released. And then I move back to the Bay Area and then catch a hit with E40. And now I'm seeing rap checks independently, like, and then it transfers into doing this now, A&R.
So for someone who, you know, has worked with various artists, but then also you've clearly seen how other A&Rs work. You know, what are the different flavors of artist A&R relationships? You know what I mean? Like some I feel like might be like personal friends and some might be like super locked in, always in the studio with them. Like, you know what I mean? Are there a few different flavors that you see that are like most common?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely the you know, the studio hookup. Like we kind of see each other when we in the studio. We lock in, boom, boom. I'm there with you from the beginning. We're picking beats and doing this and doing that. But you know, if you have a more evolved artist or an artist that knows what they're doing or know what they want, you don't really have to be in the studio locked in like that. So then it becomes just more about like building with them and just getting them to understand that you see their vision, and if they don't have one, kind of help them create one, like, you know, for what it is you're about to put out. So it's all kind of different ways.
Yeah, I was going to ask, literally a question I had on here was, what's the difference between A&Ring for a big artist, quote unquote, versus like a smaller, you know, maybe up and coming artist? Like,
it ain't really too much difference. The bigger artist, you already see what works, so you just following that. The other artists, you trying to see what works.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So there's a little more. Is there a little more experimentation than you think in the like beginning stages?
Yeah, because you're trying to figure it out. Because one of the things I like to do is like, I don't put no artist in a box at all. But by me being like a student and a fan of the game, I can identify like what lane an artist is. So if I see an artist that's kind of got a little wavy and like hipster woo woo, I can identify with that. Oh, that's the Wiz and woo woo blog era. Like, oh, woo, blah, blah, blah. So this how that look today. Like, da, da, da. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you can kind of see like where the artist headed. If it's more of a street art, oh, this is more on that Jeezy tip. They talking that dope boy talk. Okay, this is how you make that more, you know, mainstream for everybody to digest. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's interesting, man, because it's like clearly you don't want to box them in.
Yeah,
but for you to help them,
you kind of
have to.
You have to understand.
The reason you don't box them in is because they're going to evolve to something different down the line. But in the beginning, it really ain't boxed in. It's figuring out a lane so that way you know how to move. Because if you don't, you're just going to be doing a bunch of random things all the time and really get no motion from it. Just spending money.
Yes,
bro.
Yes, going like this.
As someone who isn't. You know, I don't have this track record, but like in the artists that I was working with earlier, you know, in my like music industry career or whatever, I would say the same shit, man, where it was just like, look, I don't want to tell you can't make like, you know, indie rock influence shit and then like some hard trap rap shit. I don't want to tell you that, right? But I do want to tell you can't probably like make that work so early on in your career.
Fact.
That's an evolution type of thing. That's a, hey, here's where I started, and then like this next phase of my life and my artistry is this, and then the next phase is this. Like, it's just too confusing to do it in the I think it's just too confusing for people. Like, we're like, as listeners, we're kind of simple. We need things a little bit simpler oftentimes, right? And I mean, I hate to say that.
You kind of have to earn the right to be able to go out and spread your wings.
Yeah. And I just think it's also like more so to his point of like, it's an evolution. It shouldn't necessarily be like at the same time, because it's then it just looks like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And if you are doing it at the same time, then it's all right for me if I feel like you just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. There's nothing wrong with that. If you have zero fan base, nobody really heard of you, you just trying to see what's going on. But once something stick, you
got to ride that wave.
Ride that. You'll be a fool to keep trying to do something else.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah. So Generation Now was founded by Cannon, Drama, and Lake Show, right?
Yes, sir.
And so with 3 co-founders like that, I mean, all of them are just fucking beasts in their own right? Yes, like just individually speaking.
Exactly.
What are the like roles and responsibilities? Like how's Generation Now structured with at least like those 3?
They like to put it like Cannon's the music, Drama's the face, and Lake's the business.
Okay.
So interesting.
That's how I like it. So it's like a 3-headed monster, even though obviously all 3 of them can do each of the roles, but you know the way they do it is like, you know, a well-oiled machine, like 3-headed monsters.
No, that's dope, because I agree. All of them clearly can like float across those lines, but just putting it that way, I'm like, that makes sense.
Like Drama's the artist, Cannon's the producer, and then Lake's like the manager almost. Of like a label, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of way.
So, you know, there's obviously Generation Now here. There's LVRN, QC since the 80s. I guess, 4PF maybe, whatever, like some of these like smaller imprints. Is there competition? Like, you know, like are you guys, like I know you don't like to look left and right, but like is Generation Now looking at like QC being like, yo, y'all see what we're doing with Uzi? Like, you know, get your fucking weight up, P and Coach.
I think it's
or vice
like,
versa. Is there like,
it's more like love, because like P, Lake, they friends, you know, Wayno's friends with the label. Like, it's just more so like to see our niggas doing their thing.
Yeah.
Like, just to be honest with you, like when we see them make a move or like something go #1 or they signed a dope new artist, I personally think that's dope. Like, oh, that's hard. Like, you know, motivate me to want to find the next one for us type of vibe.
I think people get caught up with like, if someone else's artist is doing well, they might think that that's taking away from their artist doing well. They forget that the world is so abundant. Like, there's plenty of room for everyone to eat. And someone else doing well over here is not affecting your plate size. Like, you are in control of your plate. And you shouldn't do anything but show love to people left and right, because they're not hurting you
at all.
You know? Yeah.
So there's a lot of aspiring A&Rs probably that are, you know, following us and tapped in. So, you know, you don't need to give us, I'm not trying to like pocket watch, but I am trying to understand like how is an A&R compensated, right? Like what are the different ways an A&R can make money, right? Because the manager thing typically is that stereotypical management commission, right? Whether that's 15 to 20% on average, right? How's an A&R compensated? Like if someone's trying to be an aspiring A&R, like what kind of things can they look for in?
Well, definitely depend on your situation as an A&R. So if you A&R for a direct label, like, you know, the bigger labels, the Def Jams, the Epics, Universals, Interscopes, like that, then, you know, you on salary, you get a certain pay, you know, have the benefits, whatever you got going on.
Sure.
It's kind of the same thing with a boutique label, especially a boutique label with some kind of success. You know what I mean? You on salary as well.
Yeah.
You know, get your certain pay. When you A&R in certain projects, like certain projects will be like your assistants will be more like, oh, an idea here, or, you know, you helped out probably somebody, producer hooked up with a whoop, but then in other cases, you probably did it top to bottom type of vibe. So, you know, you get A&R points and, you know, things like that. If something that I A&R, like, for example, I A&R Drama's album that came out.
So you get some publishing.
So not publishing. It's
master points.
They're just point. Yeah, exactly. So if it, you know, do its thing, blah, 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 then you move up the ranks for being a part of something successful.
Yeah. Is there ever something where, you know, if you A&R an artist, is there ever just like fees that you've heard of, like of A&Rs just like for putting these people together, they're just like getting paid, or is that not really, you know what I mean? Like,
that's a part of depend on your hustle.
Yeah.
Relationship.
So it can happen.
So
like
if you hooking somebody up and you already had a foresight early, like this is finna do something, you hollering like, hey, boom, hey, ba 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 ba, then you involved because you negotiated that. Like, you know, that to me, that's deeper than A&R. That's just being a hustler and knowing how to put something together and be involved.
But you don't really move like that yourself.
I don't move like that intentionally. Like I wouldn't put you with somebody with the intentions I'm finna make some money. Like I'm gonna put you with him because I think you're dope and you're dope and y'all deserve to know each other.
Much love.
You think Henry's dope?
Well, I ain't really heard too much, but from what I'm hearing,
I can play some beats after this.
it definitely sounds like that.
Shameless plug. Speaking of shameless plugs, Henry might have the best beats, and if he doesn't, some of y'all do have the best beats out there. Go to offkeysupply.com. You can use code OMT for 40% off. 40% off. That's insane.
Yeah.
So what are you most excited about? Whether it's with your own career, with Generation Now, what's getting you excited right now?
I just to continue to evolve. I feel like I'm approaching the evolvement time. I've been A&R with Generation Now for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
So we started off as just A&R. It grew to head of A&R. So just the next steps of what that is as far as with Generation Now and trying to take that even higher. As far as me personally, just evolving and establishing other businesses that I own. So I own a network, just a content of shows. It's called Digital Bricks Network.
Okay.
It's launching September 5th.
Oh, shit.
So, I'm definitely make sure I tap y'all in. And we're going to actually have a little launch mixer type of thing. I definitely make sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
We're there.
For sure. But so that's dope. So we got like a bunch of shows on there. We got a show called 10-Piece Combo where, asking 10 fun questions. We got a show called Heat Factory where you to get in the booth and spit. We got a show called Sage Stage, which is like from my block for R&B and spoken word. So just trying to, like I said, how I'm just a fan of BET and woo. So it's just like, just having fun, just feeling like if I had my own BET, like what would I do? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like doing that. And at the same time, it gives me a chance to empower people and give people chances to, get their stuff out there. So we got that. And then I'm also starting this business called Donald Court Productions. So it's a artist and performance development company.
Okay.
So where I'm be able to help develop performances and help develop like artists outside of
GN. Okay, yeah.
The industry needs that.
Yeah, sign up now.
I gotta say,
dude. But I mean, did you hear that? He's like coming for us with the interview platform, bro.
Yeah, we have like one show, and he's like, "Yeah, I got like 7 shows."
I know.
And
I don't have a
he's like,
podcast,
I'm going to ask all these fun questions. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like what the fuck?
I actually need y'all on the show.
Oh,
well, there you go.
we're there, man.
Now we're talking about something.
Yeah.
Willie Joe for you. I'll be there. I don't know if we should invite Henry, but like, I'll definitely represent the One More Time podcast.
Whoa.
Man, well, I appreciate you coming on. We've entered the final segment of the podcast.
Oh, shit, are we there? This is the Rapid Fire Rampage.
Oh, shit.
It's a 3-part rampage.
Fun questions.
We're going to start with some short answer questions.
Fun.
I'll explain the
short
other 2.
Answer, fun questions.
Fun questions,
yeah.
right.
We have to compete with
We're competing
this shit,
with
dude.
this whole new
yeah,
network now.
God.
Jesus, yeah, it's crazy.
10-piece combo is coming for our fucking spot.
For our heads, man.
Yeah,
Shit.
I'm like, dude, just when I thought we were the only ones here in the Atlanta doing this thing.
Let's see how fun these questions can get. This is the short answer segment starting right now with Willie Joe. You can ask Joe Biden one question. What do you ask him? He looked like you had some shit to say immediately. He had some shit to say.
What's up with your son?
What's Hunter doing? For real. Willie Joe, 3 things that an upcoming artist can do to get the attention of Willie Joe and Generation Now.
Be yourself. Be consistent. And be talented.
Gotta have that one.
That last one is
important.
definitely a prerequisite.
Sure.
That should have been number 1, but
Indeed. This is a new segment called Ideal Audio. We're gonna create the perfect song. Let's take people that are not in Generation Now, just to take that out of it. We're gonna get any 2 producers, alive or dead, and any 3 artists on this song of your choosing, alive or dead. 1 artist on the hook, and the other 2 artists on the first and second verses. And 2 producers.
Boom. 2 producers. One is gonna be High Tech. And the second one's gonna be Battle Cat. My hook is gonna be from Raphael Sadiq.
ooh, nice one.
One of the verses is gonna be from Hove, and then the other verse, J. Cole.
Damn.
I think he just made a banger.
Shit.
Heat.
Well, Cole and Ho.
Raphael Sadiq?
Okay, and Raphael Sadiq on the hook.
Love it.
Damn.
Willie, what is one of your weirdest beliefs? Something we can essentially make a clickbait clip out of.
Weirdest beliefs.
If it gets you canceled, it's like it's not our fault. But
I don't know if I believe in something weird.
Any conspiracy theories? Anything just that you have a hunch about?
you have a hunch about? Yeah, he's probably got a hunch about a little bit of like some things, Henry.
Well, that's what we're here for.
The first thing that came to my mind was that the impossible is possible.
Ooh.
Oh, that's like that's so media trained.
Good media trained
He
answer.
did talk about like helping artists be able to do interviews and shit.
He's got to be good at them himself.
God.
Clearly is.
The impossible is possible. Okay. No, like what are your homies roasting
No.
What are your homies like roasting
Moving
for,
on,
bro?
moving on. You always try to hijack my rampage.
No, but like, bro,
That was a good one.
No one makes fun of him for that. We need
Look.
something that like your homies give you shit about.
Don't listen to Ben. This is our
don't
rampage.
know.
Don't listen to him. No, don't worry about it. We're moving on.
Okay. Wow.
What does the content on your Instagram Explore page look like right now?
Ass.
At least he was
Someone was honest.
so quick and
Finally.
honest about this.
Finally. Love
God.
it. And finally, this is the Cosign Corner presented by Guayaquil Yerba Mate. Shout out you guys. We love you. Give us 2 or 3 artists, maybe not affiliated with Generation Now also, that you're just really excited about, that you want to throw out a cosign for.
Why can it not be associated with Generation?
He's
I'm gonna give you
clearly doing, obviously.
I'm gonna give you 3 generation. I'm gonna give you 3 excited about. Then I'm gonna give you Generation Now roster.
Perfect.
you.
That'll work.
Boom. So number 1, it's kind of technically roster, but it's not.
Okay.
So he's managed by Generation Now, but he's not on Generation Now's label.
I know where you're going.
Lil Tyler.
Lil Tyler. I just got dinner
Tyler.
with Mateo, who I
Yeah.
guess is A&Ring for him over at Atlantic.
Okay.
And Tyler's crushing.
He's going
bro.
crazy.
Yeah, he's definitely exciting.
He just did an interview with our buds at Velvet Residence.
Yeah, he's definitely exciting. I definitely see how he moves. It's an artist named Mecca Lux.
Okay.
He does Afrobeat. He's from Baltimore, originally Nigeria and Atlanta a little bit.
Okay.
Nice.
But he's definitely super talented.
Mecca Lux.
Mecca Lux, MEKALUXX.
Okay, cool.
He's definitely hard as hell.
Nice.
And who else? I'll rock with my boy. I think he catching some steam right now too. And then you never know what'll happen in the future and near future too. Hakeem Ali.
Okay. I was
Absolutely.
actually just saying we should get him on the podcast.
You absolutely should.
Yeah, he's a character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be good.
Yeah, we
He's
need
building
him
right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, Generation Now.
Let's go.
A roster. Of course, y'all know Jack. Of course, y'all know Uzi. Of course, y'all know Drama. And all 3 of them is coming right back with new music too. By the way.
Crazy.
They all just dropped, but they're not done.
We're not done. 2024 is going to be great.
Yes.
And so, boom, we got Kai Cash. We just signed him. He's from New York. He's a part of the Sin Mob with King Combs and all them. But
We were just playing his music before you pulled up.
dope.
Hard shit.
Definitely a dope artist. We got commonalities.
Yep.
Female rapper that fan favorite.
Yeah.
She got some new music that's finna be coming. Like just give you a little hint. She got a blap with her and Tony Snow.
Ooh, we
That's
love Tony.
Crazy.
Tony.
We love Tony.
Didn't see that coming.
Didn't.
I know.
I like the one with Omeretta too, though. That shit's fire.
That
That's a
definitely-
record.
That was the one that did it. So we got that. We got Sunny Digital. Of
course.
Sunny Digital. Now this is finna be a moment. He's finna be dropping real soon.
Because it's just an artist deal with y'all, right?
A lot of people, everybody knows him as a platinum producer, the person behind all the hits, all
Yep.
the dope classic songs. But he's done had singles out and that he did as an artist. But like this project right here is really like showing y'all like this is one of them dope producer turned rappers. Like every moment that we've had when we enjoyed a producer turned rapper has always been a classic moment.
Yeah.
From Ye to Cole to, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And this is no exception. He's giving you his story. He coming the way that he come, and I'm really excited about it. So just look out for the rollout. Look out for, everything he got coming. New Sunny Digital album about to drop real soon. Then we got a R&B artist, Carvina.
Mm-hmm.
She's dope. She was actually on that show. I think it was called The Four. It was with DJ Khaled and Diddy was the judges.
What?
She
How did I
came in
miss
second
this?
place on that.
Oh shit!
But her voice is unmatched. She crazy. Like she sang. Like it ain't even the regular singing. She sang it. So she's about to drop her project as well.
Oh man, nice.
So that's gonna be dope. And who else? That's it. Yeah, that's it, man.
There it is. There it is.
What a roster.
What a
If I ain't
roster.
say them, they ain't on it.
Right.
Nope.
Part one. Part one.
Yes.
Fire part one.
Damn.
Moving on to part two of the Rampage. This is the this or that portion. Willie, I'm going to give you two choices. All you got to do is pick one. Here we go. Starting with ATL or the Bay?
The Bay.
Well, don't look so like so
don't.
obvious.
That was
That
like
would've been crazy
disrespectful.
if I said it ATL.
You could have just been like,
But like the way you said,
yeah,
you
it was
could have
the-
looked
it was
like
the tone of
torn,
voice.
you know?
Yeah.
But ATL is my second home. From
Like-
Bay to A, I created that phrase. Don't let them tell you no different.
Bay to A, baby.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take it. Auto tune or ad libs?
Oh, ad-libs.
Drums or melodies?
Melodies.
TikTok or YouTube?
YouTube.
Big or Pac?
Pop.
Early morning meeting or late night session?
Early morning meeting.
Clear the sample or drop it anyway?
Clear the sample.
Musk or Zuckerberg?
Must.
And finally, go back to rapping full time or leave the music industry.
Depend on that bag, but I ain't gonna lie. I can't see myself going back to rap. Well, I can go back to rapping on some having fun and I'm rich and I could just play around type shit. I can't go back on no trying to compete though.
So you're probably out the industry.
You can't go back to the hustle, bro.
I can't do that no
You
more.
can't go back to the I'm trying to make it rap.
Yeah.
Nah,
That's
bro.
over with.
Nope. He saw that A&R like salaried money and shit. He's like, man, it's just
Right.
for the birds.
The final part is the word association. I'm going to say one word, and you just give me the first word right back off the top of your head. Here we go. Starting, as always, with hip-hop.
50.
That was someone else.
Dude.
Said 50. I know. It's because of the timing.
I know. He's so good.
A&R.
Artists and repertoire.
Beat.
By Dre.
Soup.
Chicken noodle.
Volcano.
Hot.
Podcast.
The new TV.
Tell him what the correct answer was. Just hit him with the correct answer.
Well, I was looking for one more time on that one. But yeah, no, that is true also. That's a valid answer. France.
Paris.
Diamond.
Best friend.
Trump.
Going to jail.
In Fulton County.
Here.
Bro, the memes on the internet of what Trump would be like in Rice Street. Was it Rice Street or something?
Yeah.
Rice Street jail.
Yeah.
Wow. That just made my life.
Purple.
Purple. The Dipset. Purple City Gang. Bird Gang.
College.
Oh, HBCU.
Stripper.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me for the answer.
Magic City.
Okay. It's fine.
Oppenheimer.
The hell is that?
I love that answer.
Lil.
That sounds like a nice young lady.
Generation
Now.
Let's go.
Oh shit!
What a
Sounds like a nice
rampage.
young lady. This has been Willie Joe,
Yes.
the head of A&R at Generation Now, your favorite fucking label.
Yes.
Man, making hit after hit after hit.
What would y'all say we
Keep it
at?
going.
Top 5 labels right now.
Oh my gosh,
What would-
boutiques.
Like, honestly, not because I'm right here. What would y'all, let me hear
In
the
Atlanta?
5. The game. Let me hear the 5.
Shit.
I just want to see where we at.
I mean, dude, you have to be top 5. for
Gotta be
sure.
top
Of course.
You have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be disrespectful to
Yeah.
say it wasn't. But
Jackman and Pink Tape alone being two of the best hip hop albums of the year
and DJ
this
Drama's
year.
album.
Right. I haven't actually dived into
I'm
it yet.
I'm so
do.
biased that I like Since the 80s roster better than y'all's. Just I'm being like
Tell me
Yeah.
the roster. Just so
I just
can be
love JID
familiar.
and Earth Gang.
Jade and Earth Gang. And
definitely.
I
Great.
love both of those
So
acts.
Fago.
Yeah,
Right.
Fago's on there.
Yeah.
Mike Dimes is crushing.
Mike Dimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely great
and they're
roster.
also like my,
Great roster.
I just was hanging out with Zeke yesterday, so I'm a little biased too.
Absolutely.
But now that we're friends, like it's gonna probably be Generation Now the next time someone asks me.
for sure.
But I'll be honest, I don't know the boutique labels in other markets very well.
yeah.
TDE.
Okay. Of course.
CMG.
Okay.
Of course, they don't have Keem or Kendrick anymore. They're PG Lang
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And Reasons beefing with
Yes.
with
Crazy.
that was crazy. No, I mean you're probably I would say I like Since the 80s the best.
Since the 80s is number 1.
It's probably number 1 boutique.
His favorite though, like subjectively, like the
Yeah.
music.
Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean just because I don't fuck with CMG that much. That's Gotti and who else is CMG?
ESTG, Moneybagg Yo,
just not my. It's just
Gorilla.
I don't listen to them in my spare time. Like,
Gotcha,
really.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And then like
And also that ESTG interview he did that he walked out of, I lost a lot of respect for him.
that was trash. The
Yeah.
bootleg Kev.
Yeah.
And then I mean, who are the New York ones? Who are the New York boutiques? And who are the Chicago boutiques? Like I mean, just
Music.
Just remind me. Good music. Okay, but like, who's good music anymore?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Who is
Generation
good,
Now,
who
man.
is good music? Generation Now is probably number 2, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, realistically, man.
He's not satisfied. He wants the one spot. Man.
Hey.
All right. Once this Sunny Digital album drops, it might be number 1.
That would be the one to
Hey.
push it to the top.
Because I love Sunny Digital.
Yeah.
I just hit Rico about getting him on, but maybe you can, pull some strings.
Okay, yeah, I
If we
can
start
imagine,
applying
I can
pressure
imagine.
from all angles,
Yeah.
he'll have to come on.
Sorry, Rico. You're not, He just texted me back, okay. Shortest text I've ever gotten back from Rico.
Yeah.
But no, man, appreciate you coming on. You guys
For
are
real.
doing
Absolutely.
amazing things.
Thank
Like,
you.
love what you're doing for the city, too. I mean, we have such great boutique labels here that it's fun to watch, man, as someone who's like just a passerby watching it happen, man. It's really beautiful. So, Willie Joe Drip on
You're-
Instagram. Be on the lookout for what? Digital Bricks?
Digital Bricks Network launching September 5th.
It's probably already out by now.
It'll be out by the time
It'll be
this is
out.
out.
So
Okay, boom.
go check out 10-piece combo.
10-piece combo, Sage Stage, Heat Factory, and Culture Ave, a whole bunch of shows. We just bringing dope content, fun, you know what I mean? So you can, type of stuff you can binge to, smoke to,
Cancel
watch.
that Netflix subscription.
Yeah, you heard
We got
me?
Digital Bricks.
And
Digital
apparently-
Bricks and One More Time, man. You
of
know?
course.
And apparently, One More Time podcast is going to be on a Digital
Yes.
Bricks
Hey.
segment. So
That's a
knows?
must.
be on the lookout for that.
Yeah,
So, Henry, until
right.
next week, what are you doing?
We're getting out of here.
Getting the fuck out of here. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Try that shit like one more time.